everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. I skipped Friday, apparently, but I'm not skipping Saturday, even though I did a community event thing. It wasn't a raid. We normally raid on Saturdays, but we didn't have the people, so we just did treasure maps. And the pigmental coffers were pouring like wine. You know, we had that shit on tap. I think we got like 8 of them, 7 of them. A lot of them dropped. Pretty productive 2 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna use the one that I got yet, or just put it in the FC chest, because it's like, there are some pretty good pigmental weapons there, but I don't really think I got a glam that I could use for any of them. Although the Reaper weapon and the Bard weapon do look really cool. So we've played Juri, Haru, Toshi as the last couple of characters we played. We could do a little bit of, I mean, it's probably been a while since we've done a Kyrie run. Not that I really want to do a Kyrie run, but we could. Eldritch Parasite? I really don't want to do Eldritch Parasite Kyrie. I really don't want to do Eldritch Parasite Kyrie. Yeah, okay, let's do Eldritch Parasite Kiri, Minami. Let's do it. Now, how do I feel about this? I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. I'm gonna go double spell opener. I mean, I can't cast Ancestor. Actually, yeah, I can, because it's just Doom. That's fine. Yeah, alright, that works. Yeah, sure. You know, typically, when you want to go for a double spell opener, getting Mind Drain is probably what you're looking for. Especially on, you know, Eldritch Parasite, where that shit's free. Literally doesn't have a cost after we take a little bit of damage. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, Ancestral Strength, was that worth casting? I think you could be reasonable in saying that it's probably not worth casting, because at some point in the run, we're just going to be able to Mind Drain every enemy to death anyways, with no penalty. So it's really an early game thing that we're spending 5% Doom to make the early game slightly easier. And obviously Ancestral Strength doesn't work with spells. I don't think any damage bonus scales with spells at all. That took 80 years, but we finally saw Moriko. It's true. Now, I think what you want to do is probably... We're not on Timeline B, so we can't wear the cool ghost outfit. We're on Timeline X, the everything timeline. Oh god, no, no, no! I'm not allowed to say that. I should never have said that. That was awful. That was terrible. Abnormal Arms, Household Hell, Coma, Metamorphosis. I think we probably just go Household Hell, right? Now, we do need to kind of put the Doom in the bag, bro. I'm trying to think, like... I want to get a 4-fund weapon right now, but I don't know if I want to get 2 curses, because, like, what if the curse sucks? But what if the curse sucks? The menacing, the devious branded. But not like cattle, that's a completely different thing that's going on. So, you know, 14% Doom and branded before your first investigation, it's a little sketchy. And we don't even have the monument yet either, so that is a little bit sketchy. So we've got 2... The high threat level on the mansion is, like, pretty awful. It's the hospital that's the other doomed location. I think we're gonna knock the mansion down to low, and just kind of take it how it is, you know? Just kind of take the materials. The Holy Candle, huh? Very interesting. Kyrie is one of the characters who could actually get that achievement, which I'm pretty sure is to unlock the monument without having to buy something at the occult store. That's actually pretty cool. No reason not to do that, but ooh. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Yes, we have a incentive to take sanity damage to trivialize combat. but I think I'm okay with it. We didn't heal, right? We didn't heal. The numbers just moved because they always move, and then that was like, whoa. Also, I clicked the wrong button, by the way. I meant to lose stamina, and, you know, I actually did the opposite of what I said I was going to do, because we lost sanity, and we shouldn't have done that. Even though we are incentivized to do so, we don't really want to do that. So we can do 8 damage pretty consistently. So let's go ahead and cook them. So 32, 31, and 30, and then we just prep a strong attack. We take those. Now, obviously, when you get Mind Drain, Ghost Spear, or something like that during, you know, Eldritch Parasite, it just kind of trivializes things a little bit. But, oh man, I think we're gonna lose, actually, because I opted into that extra sanity damage. I just pressed the wrong button. Like, that's really bad. Like, we are trading the fact that we are only going to take damage during events. But the thing is, buddy, events do a shit ton of damage. You can't discount events. And if we get something like, I don't even remember what it's called, but the, Insomnia, that's what it's called. Thank you. So we're on 30 right now. So we can cast it. We can cast it 2 more times and then try to lock it in. We can do a 90. We can do a 90-80. If this fails, though, this is like the worst thing of all time, right? So we go down to 29, we go down to 28, and then we try to hit both of these, and it worked, so it plays out really well, but if we missed, be a little bit of a bad thing. Now, I was thinking about, you know, what fun anecdotes I can do, what uplifting banter could be said, and I'm gonna be honest with you, chat, I'm a little bit excited for the new 40k release, okay? Yeah, we're going back on the 40k arc, a little bit, alright? It was supposed to be my global hootenanny project, because, like, during the lockdown, Warhammer went, like, crazy, you know? And people started doing, like, lockdown armies. And mine was supposed to be a, Emperor's Children, Mono, Slanesh, Chaos Demon, Chaos Space Marine army. And I built quite a lot of the custom conversions that I wanted to do. I did a custom Demon Prince from the, I don't remember what model kit it was, because I don't know the Daughters of Cain, but it was like that blood fountain, chariot thing. We can do School is doomed right now, actually, so I guess we just chill with Abnormal Arms or Coma. Probably Coma, because we gotta take that guaranteed damage at some point, and then we leave the police station on the school, and then we go for a clean sweep with this and then School Scissors. But the hospital's also doomed, though. That sucks. So we're gonna have to opt into some doomed investigations, unless we get really lucky and we can lower the threat level of the hospital with that one event by letting her fall asleep. But I think you've gotta take the stamina damage here just because. So let's hopefully get lucky here and let the receptionist lady sleep, but hopefully, what do we do without that? We just gotta opt into some damage, unfortunately. And the thing is, every time you take any source of reason damage here, anytime you take any source of sanity damage, you're basically making one fight a free win. For you, it was but a moment, but for me, I had to go use the restroom. So anyways, these perks all are ass. They all suck. I guess we'll just get signed contract, because we don't really want to run away, because every time we take any source of damage, we are basically going to win the next fight guaranteed. But I had as my lockdown army project, I had a 2,000 point like Mono Slanesh, Chaos Space Marine, Chaos Demon army. And I was going, and I never finished it, because I was going insane on the conversions and the custom models. It was kinda nuts, honestly. It was kinda crazy, I'll admit. I mean, we don't even have to... we don't even have to do it like that. I just have to be crazy with it. My mouse cursor went off the screen to the other monitor, but I still managed to do it. Yeah, I was going crazy with the customizations and the conversions. My Demon Prince was that, like, sort of blood chariot thing. It was the, like, snake lady that was a part of that. Now, listen, doesn't work anymore, because the new Demon Princes are, like, massive, right? I haven't got one yet, but, back in the day, you know, they were, like, I don't want to say, like, they were kind of, like, Hive Tyrant sized, you know? And so, you could kind of get away with it as long as you made her base and, like, her actual, like, silhouette large enough that it would take up roughly the same space as, like, one of those old janky, like, it was fine cast, right? Old Demon Prince model. I'm pretty sure it was fine cast. Or was that just plastic? Because, like, the new Demon Princes are huge, right? But, like, the old, like, janky-ass, like, red Demon Prince and then, like, the old Demon Prince and Nurgle, that guy was, not, like, the super old metal ones, but I mean, like, the kind of derpy guy with the sword and the claws, you know what I mean? And, like, the weird power armor. Like, that guy. And then there was also, like, the Demon Prince of Nurgle as well. Like, those two, right? You know, obviously the snake model, the snake lady model I was using from that Blood Chariot, she was a lot smaller than those two, right? But by giving her wings, by giving her, like, you know, I gave her lightning claws because I wanted my Demon Prince to have the lightning claws. There was, like, some sort of relic you could get that was, like, a lightning claw thing. And then I gave her, like, a custom... I don't remember how I did it, but I did, like, a green stuff heavy bolter, where it was, like, she had, like, an extra limb, or it was like grafted on, so she just had, like, an underarm mounted heavy bolter. And I don't think you can do that anymore, though. I don't think you can do that anymore. Or at least, like, I vaguely remember something. There's some drama about that. I don't remember. There's a lot of drama about Warhammer. I didn't move the police station over because I'm stupid, so we're not going to do school scissors yet. Because we're not going into a doomed school. But we'll hit it on the next one. And I should have taken the EXP. I don't know why I did that. I was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can't heal here, so who cares? Teehee. Well, we're just gonna go Metamorphosis, because we're low enough health that we can just, like, whoa, Mind Drain be upon ye, to not even really worry about it, but, but it was basically, like, I had, a Terminator setup where the meta thing to do, I mean, the Emperor's Children were bad, but they had this strategy they could use that was called Endless Cacophony, I think, and it was like you can spend your command points to shoot again with a unit, right? And so you would do that with a 10-man Terminator squad who all have combi plasmas, and you would put out, because you teleport the Terminators within rapid fire distance of an enemy who needs to die. Like, this enemy unit needs to die, we're killing them right now. We're beating them to death with hammers, you know, that sort of thing. I think we get lost in thoughts just to take stamina, or maybe we don't. Maybe we're just chilling. But, basically what happened was plasma guns, you know, they would shoot once, but if you were in rapid fire range, you could shoot again, right? You shot twice, right? Rapid fire, you doubled the shots. So you did 20 shots, and then you used, because it was a 10-man Terminator squad, you did 20 shots, and then you used Endless Cacophony to do it again, so that you did 40 like, plasma shots, which is pretty scary. You know, it's pretty terrifying. There's not really much in the... There's not a lot that, yo, light the holy candle, let's go. Not really a lot that you could do about that, you know what I mean? Like, you'd just get rinsed. And what you could do is you could teleport a Terminator Lord next to them, and that aura ability that the Terminator Lord had is it would give them a rerolls to ones, which is very important because if a plasma gun, if you're overcharging it, it rerolls a 1, or if it rolls a 1, you die. So being able to reroll it was pretty cool. Maybe I just gave you a mortal wound back then. I don't really remember how. I never finished the army, so I never played it. But that was how I was led to understand it. But I didn't want to do Combi Plasma because that was like, okay, Emperor's Children were bad, but that combo was just, like, kinda gross. You know, it was good, but it was a little too gross, and also, thematically speaking, and, like, the weapons that I like in the 40k universe, I always liked the Melt-A-Gun. And so you could do that with the Combi Melta instead, where you would deploy them, and they would shoot 10 Melta-Shots, and then they would shoot 10 more Melta-Shots. So your 20 Melta-Shots versus 40 Plasma Shots, you probably want the Plasma Shots, like, every single time. I'm not even counting Mind Drains anymore, I'm sorry. But we're just gonna kill this guy. We're just gonna beat him to death with hammers. It's true. Can we, yeah, we can just rinse him. We can just rinse him right here, right now. 8 damage, put it in the back pocket. We've lost so much sanity that I don't think it matters anymore. I'll be honest with you. I think we just gotta keep increasing our stats, you know? I think you just gotta keep leveling up your stats. Get them as high as possible so you hopefully just don't take random sanity damage and die. But, when I was making the Terminator squad, I think Terminators look awesome. I think Chaos Terminators look awesome. So I didn't really modify them that much, except I, like, custom-made Combi Meltas for them, because, you know, the best thing about 40k kits, and by that I mean the worst thing about 40k kits, is that the actual box does not include the options that you need, right? It doesn't include the options that you need, so you just have to, like, ball, right? And so, like, I bought a bunch of Combi Plasma parts, and then I would, like, shave their Combi Bolters in a specific way so that I could put the Combi Melta parts on, and then I would, like, fill in the gaps with the green stuff, right? That's the only thing that I really did, right? Is make, like, custom bolters. But all of the rest of them, you know, they're just kind of like stock standard Terminators. Because I think Chaos Terminators look really cool, and I wanted a 10-man squad of just regular Terminators. But for my Terminator Lord, I wanted to do something a little sketchy, a little heretical, maybe you could even say. And so I got a lot of Age of Sigmar parts to kit bash my different units with, because I thought there were a lot of, like, cool Slanesh-style things that you could use with, whatchamacallit. This is just free, by the way. Free damage forever. Until we get, like, Ghostly Spear, in which case we gotta take it off, because Ghostly Spear is way better, right? But, I had this... We need to pay attention when we get to 19, by the way, but we can just kill him here. And hey, look, this is the Demon Mask coming in handy, because this now does 9 damage. I don't know if you take bonus, you don't, but if you didn't take bonus, then, or if you did take bonus, it wouldn't have mattered. But since you didn't, it did. Demon Mask Diff. Thank you so much. We might have had to do something actually risky. What do I have to do here? Bow and a clap, you got it. I got this box, like this Daughters of Cain box, that had a bunch of bits in it, and I got a couple of those, I don't know what they're called. They were, like, just humans, but they were, like, a part of some sort of, like, weird group that had, like, a snake theme. Was it Warcry? I don't really know what it was. I don't know what it was. But it was one of those, like, you buy a box of, like, specialized units that's kind of like Necromunda or, like, Warcry or something, and they were, like, you know, really fancy. Like, really fancy, just, like, units who would just get annihilated off the board within 5 seconds, you know what I mean? So... we never leveled up our strength, so the most we can do is 9 damage. And so I think, I almost want to, like, if we come up against our max cap, I kind of want to multiply wound here. Just because, like, we're not going to die to stamina. We're going to die to sanity. But this would put us in a range where we could maybe die to stamina. But as long as it does 2 damage, that's what we want. I think I'm going to do it. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. I gave my cultists, I kitted out my cultists with a bunch of different, like, I went on eBay and bought, like, a bunch of bits, like, a bunch of bits from, like, Necromunda and Warcry, and I kitted out all my cultists with, like, fun little stuff. Because back then, I know it's different now, but back then, you had the 1 box of cultists, and then there was, like, a box set that had, like, special cultists in it, like the flamethrower lady. And then that was it, right? So you had, like, maybe, like, what, 11 cultist sculpts, and that was it. And so you needed to get creative with the cultists that you were using, because, you know, you're probably running about, like, 20 or 40 of them, and there's, like, 11 unique sculpts, and there's only 5 sculpts that you can buy in a store. So, you know, I went crazy with the kit bashing there. But for my Terminator Lord, I did 2 Terminator Lords, and I got really salty about one of them because they're no longer a thing that exists. I think they brought them back, though, as, like, a special character. But back in the day, there was the Chaos Lord was just a Swiss Army knife that you could customize to do, like, literally anything that you wanted. It's a bow and a clap, right? I mean, we're already ready. So you could do, like, you could do anything with a Chaos Lord, right? They were literally just, oh my god, it's all... Okay, so that's a clap and then 2 bows or whatever? I wasn't really paying attention, but, like, goddamn. So you could, like, a Chaos Lord was just a Swiss Army knife. You could do whatever you wanted him to do. You could make him ride a steed from a Chaos God. You could make him get a jump pack. You could give him a bike. You could give him Terminator armor, you know, all that sort of stuff. You could give him any weapon. You could give him, like, almost any weapon in the Codex. You could give him, like, buffing things. Chaos Lords were really cool, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to start playing Chaos, because they were just neat. They were just cool, you know? I thought they were neat. I thought they were cool, right? And, one of the Chaos Lords that I did was, a Chaos Lord on a jump pack, and they took that out of the game. They took that out of the game. And yes, I did use the world claimer guy as the base, but I shaved off all the Black Legion stuff. I gave him his own unique weapon. I gave him a unique head, a unique jump pack, a unique arms. The only thing was the body. That's the only thing. Actually, I probably used the jump pack because those spikes are sick as hell. But I haven't seen my guy in a while because he's in a foam tomb. Which, by the way, the new Chaos Lord looks awesome. I want to get that kit. Like, that's really cool. But, basically, like, I got him as a jump pack, and I made a custom Chaos Lord. And I even gave him, like, a banner of Slaanesh. I gave him, like, this really cool runic base that had, like, Slaanesh engravings on the ground. That shit was awesome. And I tie all of my models into sort of, like... I don't really know why I do this, but for me it's just, like, of course I would do this. Like, it's what makes sense to me. Is all of my models exist in the same, like... universe, well, obviously the same universe, but, like, the same, like, story and or, like, struggle, like, conflict, if that makes sense, right? So I have a very small Space Wolf force that I painted when I was very new to the hobby, and I love my Space Wolves, but I don't play Space Wolves. I just get a Space Wolf model every now and again, build it up, paint it up, and so I have a lot of Space Wolf bits. And so this Chaos Lord with a jump pack, his power weapon is a Space Wolf power weapon, and he has, like, dead Space Wolf, like, iconography, like, he has, like, dead Space Wolves in his base, right? Like, there's a Space Wolf helmet, he's got a Space Wolf sword, he has like a Space Wolf helmet that is like tied to his sword as like a thing that he has, you know? And I really should be leveling charisma, by the way. Also, I didn't remember that we were on, I literally didn't even think about this, but we are on all perks. I don't even remember clicking that. But, for my Terminator Lord, I gave him Lightning Claws because there was, like, a relic Lightning Claw that I wanted to use. And I also thought it would be really cool if, like, so you survived the Melt-A-Volley, but are you going to survive the Terminator Lord charging at you with dual claws? I thought that was a really cool idea. Even if it wouldn't be, like, you know, very actually good. But then I had the genius idea is I wanted to make him a snake guy. And so I gave him a one of those snake tails and like, he's got the Terminator armor, but his, like, legs are replaced by the Daughters of Cain, like, snake tails that you can get. And I thought that was really fun. And I really want to finish that army, because I think it's really cool. The only army that I've gotten close to finishing is my Grey Knights, because they're, like, almost all built, except for the baby carrier, which I think, by the way, the baby carriers are cool. That's not what you want to see, but the run's almost over, so who cares, right? But, definitely do anything that makes you lose stamina and literally nothing else. But I saw the new Emperor's Children stuff, and, like, oh my god. Like, it's peak, you know? Like, Fulgrim is amazing. Like, Fulgrim, my boy, is incredible. And the new sculpts for some of the Marines... Shit looks awesome, dude. I love that shit. I should have done the money, by the way. I wasn't really paying attention. I just kind of saw, and then we kind of balled, you know? We were just kind of balling. That is true. So, I mean, you're just dead, right? Like, I don't even need to think about you. Now, we do need to make sure that we don't lose any sanity here, okay? You got a lot of health. You have a lot of health. Works for me. If it works for you, it works for me. Now, no boss? Ooh, there's the boss. So that's what we were worried about. But that's what the baseball bat is for. We can just throw that to get a little damage out there. 4 damage, huh? Ooh, we are on the sanity cap. So I think we are actually gonna have to fight here. We can take -3 stamina and -6 sanity from the lighthouse. So we can be a little bit, we can ball a little bit here. We can ball a little bit here. Okay, okay. I mean, this is just objectively the correct play to make in this situation. You know, the messed up part is, like, I think we do Mind Drain just so that we get it, we kill him, you know? Because I can't multiply wound. I gotta do it like that. But yeah, no, the new Emperor's Children stuff is awesome. I wanna get in on that. The new EC, absolutely beautiful. The sculpts are immaculate. Fulgrim looks so cool. Fulgrim looks so cool. Like, he's not my favorite Primarch. You know, I like the Khan. I think the Khan is one of my... Okay, I don't want to be basic as well, but, like, Sanguinius. I love Sanguinius so much. But I really like the Khan, too. Jagatai. Damn, I really do like Sanguinius, though. But Fulgrim is, you know, the Primarch of, you know, my favorite Chaos Space Marine chapter, so... And I also think the Chaos Space Marines look awesome, so... There's just so much cool stuff that you can do with Chaos as, like, an idea. And, like, a theme. And I love all of their models. Like, for the most part. Like, I do want to do really cool conversions, or, like, really weird conversions a lot of the time. But... the basic Like, the basic models that they got these days are crazy. Like, the new Chosen, the new Possessed, the, Vashtor is so awesome. I wish I got a Vashtor. But just looking at, like, the new Chaos Lord, like, that guy fucks. Like, I don't mean to, you know, be a little vulgar here, but the new Chaos Lord, he's just so cool. Like, he just fucks. Like, I wanna get him, I wanna paint him. He just rules, dude. He just does indeed rule. I don't even care about, like, the Power Maul Plasma Pistol option. I just mean, like, the basic Axe and Power Fist. Like, that shit is awesome, dude. I definitely want to do more painting at some point, but, it's very difficult. At least, like, for me, I have to be in the mood to want to paint, and then also, like, I have to not be distracted. And being distracted is very easy these days, if you know what I'm saying. So how are we looking here? I don't know, I don't really care. We're just balling. We're just balling, it's alright, don't worry about it. We can't die to the lighthouse. Except, like, I mean, you know, maybe Doom a little bit, but, actually, no, we can't die to Doom at all. We're 63% chillin'. We're just kind of hanging out, you know? We're just kind of big chillin'. You ever think about big chillin'? I think about big chillin'. So, I mean, listen, we were probably always gonna win, because we got one of the instant win buttons on, you know... We got one of the instant win buttons, but, Eldritch Parasite is, like, still kinda difficult. I don't know, it was like coma or something. It doesn't really matter what we answer, because we can't lose, but... I don't know, it was pretty crazy. Pretty weird run. And Kyrie runs are always weird. Kyrie runs are always weird. She's got a weird stat spread. She's got weird abilities. Eldritch Parasite is weird, you know, it is what it is. And here's the thing, you know what I feel so bad about? Not necessarily, like, okay, there's like 80 million videos that I should record, right? And there's like 80 million videos that I want to record, right? If you've been watching the channel for long enough, you already know, right? I really do need to get back to the member games so that I can move on to the next member games. And I'm gonna be honest, I have had the urge to actually, like, go back and do those games as well. I've been getting the itch. So there's, like, some, you know, desire there as well. Outside of just like, oh, I should do that. There's been some, I actually want to play those right now, because they sound really fun. I don't know why, I'm in the mood for, like, a turn-based RPG right now, and that just kind of, you know, obviously, and then, like, Nausea is, like, I'm in the mood for a little bit of social deduction, honestly. So I'm getting into the mood for it. I shouldn't say those, though, I shouldn't invoke the words, because until I actually do it, it means nothing, right? But, one of the things is, like, I did invest in a camera, and I did set up my painting desk so that I can record myself painting and building things, and I just never did anything with it, and it's like... You know, here we are. We're doing a little bit of World of Horror, we're doing a little bit of It's Look Who It Is, and that's what we're doing. It's Look Who It Is. So, you know, I don't know. I hope you're all staying safe out there. I hope you're having a good one, and we'll try to keep the IRL posting down a little bit, just because it is so Jover IRL that we need a little bit of clemency, a little bit of paladin healing GCD in our WoW videos. It also scares me that that episode was one of the episodes that breached 100 views. It's like, man, I was kind of hoping that was going to be one of the WoW episodes that hits, like, the normal 50 or 40 people who watch it, you know? Some of the regular WoW Andes. I'm just saying. I mean, it was a good run. It was, like, level 11 jury. That's a generationally good jury run, so, you know, don't get me wrong. But, and then I'm looking at the freaking Bazaar episodes, and it's like, every time I play Ranked, I'm absolute dog shit, and then I go into Norms, and then I just get, like, the anointed damn submarine run, where my submarine is doing 10k shield in the first 3 seconds of combat, and it's like, because it's shiny, and has multicast, and it's like 1,000 shield, and it's got like 100% crit chance, it's like, the dam is charging in less than 10 seconds and wiping their entire board, and if you've still got your stupid toxic fixer-upper, my my submarine is gonna beat you to death. Anyways, stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.